Joining us right now is former Navy SEAL and author of Extreme Ownership. Leif Babin is with us. Leif, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Morning, Maria.
Terrible story. Your initial reaction this morning?
It's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing, and I think a lot of Americans need to remember that we still have 10,000 troops in Afghanistan. There's a war going on there, and we've lost 5 troops killed in action in the last month, and this is it's still a war that's going on, and it's been all but forgotten.
It sure is, because we talk so much about Iran, we talk about Syria, and we're not talking about Afghanistan as much, are we? In terms of Iran, though, there are new reports that the Iranian Revolutionary Army sending elite fighters to infiltrate the U.S. and Europe. Your take?
That's not shocking. They're bad people, and just because we this peace deal that we've signed with them, I think is one of the greatest blunders in the history of U.S. national security and foreign policy. They're a dangerous regime, and we have lost our ability to deter our enemies, and so they're empowered by what they see as weakness, and this kind of thing is going to continue, and we're going to fight a major war with them if we don't do something about this in the near term.
So as someone who's been over there, what would be your recommendation? Like to send more troops to go in there and try to increase it tenfold, or just back away, let them have their area, let them fight it out amongst themselves? I mean, is it something we can actually win if we increase the boots on the ground?
Are you talking about Afghanistan, or are we talking about Iran here?
Kind of both, kind of the whole Middle East. That seems like we've been in this for 15 years, and I don't know if is there a way to win it, I guess, the war in the Middle East. There's
absolutely a military solution, and I think all the Middle East on fire that we see today is the result of an American pullout. So this is what you're going to get, and you're going to get a lot more of that as folks like Iran, as folks like Russia move in and cause a lot of problems, and they're not interested in stability and security and freedom for people. So the U.S. has to lead that fight, and it doesn't require massive amounts of troops on the ground, but it does require a presence. And I think all that's really required to deter enemies like Iran is just leaders that they fear. And if they have that fear that we're not going to push that far. It's the same thing for Vladimir Putin, China, any of those bad actors across the world that have been punched us in the mouth and seeing how far they can push things. All they need is a leader that they can be concerned about and fear, and they're going to back off.
Do those leaders fear Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton?
That's a great question. I think they fear Donald Trump a lot more than Hillary Clinton, I can tell you that. I think Donald Trump is one of those folks. He says some things foreign policy-wise that I certainly disagree with, particularly about the Iraq War. But you got to wonder what he's thinking, and that he's probably a guy that's not going to be pushed around. I think with Hillary Clinton, we're going to get a lot more of the same. And I think we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg now with some of the catastrophic issues that have gone, whether it's the Iran nuclear deal or allowing Russia to just continually punch us in the face and get away with these things. And it makes the world a lot more dangerous place. And I think that we could very well find ourselves in a war that makes Afghanistan or Iraq look like child's play.
Well, remember when Hillary Clinton blamed Donald Trump's rhetoric for everything that's going on in the Middle East? That was an interesting take.
Well, for
terrorism in general,
that ISIS is recruiting because of
Donald Trump.
Here's a quote that's funny. Quote, "These two candidates show the catastrophic reality which goes beyond what even we are saying," said Ayatollah Khomeini. I mean, he's making comments about this election, calling Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton catastrophic, coming from the head of Iran.
That's very interesting. Interesting to see their comments. I think looking at, if you rewind back to our hostage situation, in 1979, 1980, when Reagan took office, the day he was inaugurated, they released those hostages after 444 days. So Iran can be contained, they can be deterred, they just have to have someone that they fear, and they think, I'm not sure what that person's going to do, so let's don't push things that far, and that's what we need.
Can't make this stuff up. Leif, good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for your fantastic service to our country, as always. Leif Babin joining us there.